and welcome to the Visionary VA podcast, the go-to show for ambitious virtual assistants who are ready to stop trading their time for money and start scaling their businesses into thriving agencies. I'm Holly Copsey, founder of the award-winning agency Virtually Priceless and the Visionary VA Circle community. Each week, I'm here to bring you actionable strategies, proven systems, and mindset shifts to help you transition from a solo VA to a visionary agency owner. If you're ready to grow your business to dizzying new heights with less stress and more success, you're in the right place. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Visionary VA podcast. If you're toying with the idea of taking on an associate but feel clueless about how to get started, then today's episode is for you. It's been 5 years since I took the leap and onboarded my first associate, and I remember feeling so apprehensive and really not having a clue about what I was doing. I've been very fortunate to bring some fantastic people into my business over the years, but I've also had to learn lessons along the way, and I've not always got it right. Leading a team and managing people can be tricky, but also highly rewarding. And if you want to scale your business, it's something you just have to figure out. I want to help you explore some common topics which likely come up if you are thinking about growing a team. These include questions such as, how do I know when I'm ready? What do I need to have in place? And how do I know if or when I can really afford it? Before we dive into these, let's consider why you might want to take on an associate or team of associates in the first place. There are so many benefits to growing your business in this way. You have scalability as you can take on more clients than you personally can handle. You have more flexibility, freeing up your time for strategic tasks or personal priorities. And you also have the potential for increased revenue as you'll be earning a percentage of your associates' billable hours. So how do you know when you're ready to expand and take that leap with the first associate? Well, there are a few signs to look out for. You're probably at or nearing capacity. If you're consistently overbooked or working long hours or even turning down potential clients due to a lack of bandwidth, it's time to get some help. Your business is in good financial health. You have a consistent monthly revenue that supports your business expenses and could cover an associate's pay. You've had a mindset shift and are ready to transition from doing everything yourself to managing and delegating work. Do any of these sound familiar? If so, it might be time to take that next step. So, what should you have in place before you hire that all-important first team member? Spend some time thinking about your systems and processes. Which of these you need to implement will depend on whether your associate will be client-facing, completing client work behind the scenes, or whether they're supporting you with internal work. It's a good idea to create clear workflows and SOPs for tasks you are going to delegate. You might want to use a project management tool like ClickUp or Asana for task tracking, and consider a password manager like Keeper or LastPass for secure sharing. These enable smooth and safe collaboration. It's also a good idea to have some guidance in place for ways of working, something that lets team members know the way you want things done and what expectations you have around their interactions with you and potentially your clients. This might be a simple Word document, a series of emails, or perhaps something a little more interactive like a SharePoint page or Notion site. You'll also want to consider communications with your clients. If you are going to have associates supporting them, you'll need to ensure your client contracts reference the wider team and not just you. You will also need to clearly communicate to clients about who will be involved in their work and how and what your role is in the business. They'll need to know who the main point of contact is and where to turn if they encounter any issues. And you'll need regular check-ins to make certain things are going smoothly. If you are currently supporting the client, you'll need to manage the transition to your team member and handle that conversation with the client, giving guidance and reassurance that you are still very much there to manage and oversee the relationship. Another area to give consideration to is the tech infrastructure you'll need in place. I've already mentioned possible project management tools for task assignment, but what about day-to-day communications on a platform like Slack? This is great for keeping in touch with the team, sharing company updates, and sharing resources between you. Think about time tracking tools too. Even if associates have their own timesheet software, you'll likely want them to be logging time worked for you on your system so you can easily monitor work they're completing and ensure that you have complete records when it comes to billing your clients. We use MinuteDoc, which I love because it gives our clients complete transparency and they can easily see at any given time just how many hours we've logged on a particular day, week, or month. Next, let's talk about something many of us worry about: finances. What financial preparations do you need to make, and how do you figure out if you can afford to go in the team direction? First and foremost, you need to have a good grasp of the numbers and to understand the cost of paying your associate and how it fits into your business model. For example, if you charge £35 an hour and pay an associate £25 an hour, ensure the £10 margin covers other expenses. Some of these will be clear, such as buying a license for any necessary software access. Others will be less clear, such as how much time you spend on recruiting, training, and managing them. This is all time you yourself won't be earning and potentially non-billable time that you will need to pay your associate for on a regular basis. Think carefully if you decide to outsource very small roles to associates, as often these are not very profitable. For example, if you have someone doing a tiny role, which is only 2 to 3 hours a month, you might only be making £20 profit. However, on a 10-hour a month contract, that profit is more likely to be around £80 to £100, so it starts to become healthier. Make sure you are tracking some basic metrics such as client hours, associate hours, and profitability per client to ensure sustainability. Finally, there are a few other legal and administrative points that you should consider as well. You must have a contract for associates detailing the terms of work, payment, and confidentiality. We've touched on this already, but you'll need to update your client contracts to allow for subcontracting. Double check that your business insurance covers subcontractors. It's one of those small details that's easy to overlook, but really important. And from a tax and compliance perspective, make sure you've checked any local laws regarding hiring and classifying subcontractors. So we've covered a lot of the practical information that will help you ascertain whether you're ready, but you also need to think about any fears you might need to overcome. The fear of letting go is a big one for a lot of people. It certainly was for me, and it's something I've really had to work on improving over the years. Trusting someone else with your business can feel daunting, but remember, it's a skill like any other. Start small and you'll build confidence over time. Make sure you work on your own communication skills so that you build good relationships with team members and are clear on requirements and expectations, and that you can give feedback when it's needed. Design a recruitment process that ensures you bring the right people into your team. That in turn will also give you confidence and help you build trust with the team. As you start stepping away from client work, think about creating a cash buffer to ease any financial pressure and to cover any periods where work dips or clients are slow to pay. This will help if you need to pay team members while waiting for payments to come in. Your role is going to evolve as you bring team members on board, and your focus will switch to more strategic aspects such as business development and managing client relationships. You want to build a sustainable business, so spend some time now getting your processes and finances in order so you're ready to scale your team as and when the time is right. Let's quickly recap the essentials for setting yourself up for success when hiring your first associate. So, number 1, recognize the benefits. A team offers scalability, flexibility, and increased revenue potential. 2, spot the signs you're ready. You're at capacity, financially stable, and ready to delegate. 3, prepare your systems. Create workflows, set up tools like project management and password managers, and define team expectations. 4, sort your finances, know your numbers, set a budget, and track metrics like profitability per client. 5, cover the legal details, have solid contracts, update your insurance, and stay compliant with tax laws. And finally, possibly the most important, number 6, tackle your mindset. Trust the process, build confidence, and step into your leadership role. So, are you feeling confident and ready to move forward with hiring? I would encourage you to start planning for it, even if you aren't quite ready as things stand today. Think about the steps you need to work through, what you need to have in place, and set yourself some deadlines to get them done. Don't just talk about it. Take action and get started. If you're ready to take the leap or just want more support, check out my free Hiring Associates with Ease download. It's packed with tips and the process I use when hiring my own team and will save you hours when figuring out your own system. I'll add a link to the show notes. Remember, every great team starts with that first step. Good luck. You've got this. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Visionary VA podcast. I hope you're walking away with fresh ideas and inspiration to scale your VA business. Don't forget to check out our free mini course on building solid business foundations, perfect for setting your VA agency up for success without the overwhelm. You'll find the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a review. See you next week.